Hi everyone. Today we're going to be showing how milk diffuses into hot chocolate, and we're going to be using Scratch to create this demonstration today. And hey, if you're new to coding or you need a refresher, I suggest that you check out my Learn to Code videos on YouTube, which will get you up to speed pretty quickly. And I suggest that you follow me and subscribe because I'll be posting videos quite regularly. Anyways, let's get on to our diffusion project. So I'm going to go to Scratch, and I'm already here. See scratch.mit.edu. I'm going to click the Create button because we're creating a brand new project today. So I'm going to click Create right there. If a tutorial pops up, you can exit the tutorial because I'm doing a tutorial today. You can also say goodbye to the cat. So I'm going to click on the garbage can and say goodbye to the cat. First of all, I'm going to need to get a backdrop, and I want to get a hot chocolate colored backdrop. So look how I do that. I'm just going to go down here way to the bottom corner, and I'm going to choose a backdrop. And the one I'm going to choose is blue sky. And I know it's not the right color, but watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to choose blue sky. And I'm just going to change the color of blue sky. So I'm going to go to the backdrops tab right there. So it says backdrops right there. I'm going to try to, I'm going to get rid of that one. Goodbye. And there we are in blue sky. I'm going to change the colors from blue to like a hot chocolate cover. So first of all, I'm going to click on a paint bucket because we're going to use the bucket to fill it all in a hot chocolate color. So I'm going to click on paint bucket. And now I'm going to go try to find that perfect color brown if I can, right in here somewhere. Just going to move these around until you get the right color. You'll have to experiment and move around all these little things here until you get just the right color. I think that's a good color brown for my hot chocolate. So I'm going to hit the paint bucket and fill it in brown. So there we go. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the code. And now we need to get the milk sprites. And so all of the milk sprites are just little round white balls. So look what I'm going to do. I'm going to go down here and I'm going to hit the paintbrush because we're going to be creating the sprite today. So I'm going to click on the paintbrush right there and click that. And now I'm going to go get the circle because we're going to be making a white circle. So I'm going to click on a circle and I'm just going to go get the color white. So I'm just going to drag this right over to the end like that. And it should be a nice color white. See, it's white. Okay, now I'm going to click on a circle and I'm going to make a circle right here in the middle of the page. Right there. You'll notice that there's a plus sign in the middle of my circle. That's the center of my circle. There's also another plus sign right there. That's the center of the page. So I'm just going to try to align the two so they're perfectly together right there. So now that's exactly what I want. Also, the circle is way too big. So look what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to size, and right now it's 100%. I'm going to make mine a lot smaller. I'm going to try 20%. You'll have to decide what works best for you depending on how big you drew your circle. So even for me, 20 is a little bit too big. I'm going to make mine 15. There we go. So you'll have to experiment a little bit with the size of your milk. So now I'm going to go to the code and I'm going to start coding the milk to appear on top of the hot chocolate. So look what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to get a green flag. And instead of making... I'm going to make that a little bit bigger. Instead of duplicating this like 100 or 200 times, which you can do, right? 2 fingers here, duplicate, and just do that over and over again. That'll take forever. So look what I'm going to do. Instead of duplicating this, I'm going to make a bunch of clones. In fact, I'm going to make 200 clones of this white milk ball right there. So look how I do that. When the green flag is clicked, create a clone of myself. And I think the clones are here in the control button right there. Create clone of myself. Yes, right there. Create clone. And I'm going to do it 200 times. So now I'm going to go to the events button and I'm going to get a repeat. Repeat. I'm going to do it 200 times. So now we're going to have 200 round milk balls appearing on the screen in a minute. So when a green flag is clicked, repeat 200 times, make a clone of myself. Okay, that's part 1. Now, when I start as a clone, so when each of these things start as a clone, I want them to go maybe to the middle of the screen. So we know from previous videos, the middle is 0, 0. So I'm going to go to the motion, go to 0, 0, the center of the screen. So 0 and 0. So now, when I start as a clone, they should all go to the center of the screen, which is 0, 0. And then I want them to start moving around, just like we saw in my preview video. So moving around. So move. I'm going to go 5 steps instead of 10. It looks a bit cooler. 5 steps. And if it hits the edge of the screen anywhere, it's going to bounce off of it. So if on edge bounce, and it's at the bottom of the motions button. If on edge bounce. And I'm going to have them do that forever. So forever, moving 5 steps, and if on edge, bounce. Okay, ready. So let's see how this goes. I'm going to test it. Hit the green flag. Ready? Green flag, and go. Oh, wow. Didn't quite work out the way I was hoping to. There's 200 clones, but look, they're just going back and forth. That's not quite right. So let me just change a couple of things here. I'm just going to pause it for a minute. First of all, they're all starting here, and they're all moving back and forth, which is what I coded to do. But I wanted to go in random directions. So look what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the motion button, and instead of just going back and forth, maybe turn 15 degrees, and then start moving around the screen, okay? Ready, let's see that. Ready, green flag, and go. Oh, they're all turning 15 degrees, right? I have 200 milk balls moving all around. That's not quite what I want. So watch what I'm going to do. Instead of turning 15 degrees, turn random degrees. So every single clone will move a different direction. So to get the random, I'm going to go to the operators button right there. We've used that in previous videos. So operator right there. I'm going to choose a random number. And not 15 degrees, but a random number. So I'm going to drag that in there and just drop it in. See how it's highlighted white and let go? Boom, perfect. I'm going to make this a bit smaller. There we go. So instead of 1 to 10, though, if anybody here's a snowboarder or a skateboarder, you know that a full circle is 360 degrees, right? You do a 360. So choose a number between 1 and 360. Okay, and then forever move 5 steps, and if on edge, bounce. Let's see how that looks. Ready? Green flag, and go. Perfect. Look at that. Hey, except there's one problem. Look, you can see that one milk ball's not moving at all. That's the original one. All of the rest are clones. That original one is just sitting there. That's kind of messed up. So look what I'm going to do to the original one. When a green flag is clicked, I want it to hide. The original one, that one there, is going to hide. And the hide is in the looks button. We've seen that in many videos too before. So green flag, hide. And then make 200 clones of myself. And we know that whenever you make a hide, use a hide, you got to have a show button. The clones are going to show themselves. So I'm just going to put that right there. Okay, ready? Green flag. That one should hide. The rest of them appear starting in the middle and bouncing all over the place. Ready? Green flag, and go. Excellent. That looks really cool. Hey, one thing, I think they're going a bit too fast. I'm just going to slow them down just a little bit. So I'm just going to put a little bit of a weight right in there. So I think the weight is in the events button. No, it's in the control. Wait 1 second. 1 second is too long, we know that. So move, I'm just going to put a 0.05. Really small amount of time to wait. Ready, green flag, and go. There, that looks pretty good. You can decide how fast you want your milk to travel around. I made them wait 0.05 before moving 5 steps, and now they're all moving around the screen really nicely. Hey, I'm just going to pause here. I'm going to leave the screen open. I'm going to let everybody catch up. When you're ready to go, I'll be here, and we can start up again. So I'd pause it here, and we'll start in a minute once everyone's caught up. All right, I hope you're enjoying this project today. Hey, there's one problem, and you might be having the same problem. Like, all the milk is starting in the middle, which is not quite right. I want it to look like the milk is being poured into the hot chocolate. So the milk should all start up here, right? It's getting poured into the hot chocolate, and then it diffuses all over the place. So I'm going to have the milk pour in right up here at the top, not at 0, 0 in the middle. So watch how I do that. Instead of going to 0, 0, which is the middle of the screen, I want to go way up here. So somewhere between like 0 and 270, right? Because 0 is right here, and all the way over here is 270. So 0 to 270. So watch how I do that. I'm going to go back to the operators button. I'm going to get another random one and put it in the X. So instead of starting at the 0x, I'm going to have it start from maybe, from the middle of the screen, which is 0, all the way to the far right side, which is 270. Right there. So 0 is here, and 270 is all the way over here. So they're all going to start right up here. Let's see how that looks. Ready, green flag, and go. Oh, they're all starting way down here on the because we told it to go to the 0 y coordinate. We wanted to be way at the top, which is around 170. So I'm just going to fix that. 170. So let's see how that looks. Ready? Green flag and go. Perfect. It looks like the milk is being poured in. They're all randomly starting from 0 here to 270 here. That's the x coordinate. And the y coordinate is 170, so that's at the very top. So right there. Next thing, I want the milk to start diffuse. Well, it's diffusing now. It's spread all over in the container. But I also want it to start diffusing with the hot chocolate, turning into hot chocolate. So watch how I do that. I'm just going to have these white milk balls start to change the ghost effect, which we've used lots of times. And the ghost is in the looks button right there. So I'm going to click on the looks. I'm going to scroll all the way down to change color effect. And I know it's not color effect that we want, but the ghost effect. Ghost, and it's all the way down here. So I hit the little triangle right there, all the way down to ghost. So change the ghost effect by 25. Ready? Let's see how that looks. Green flag and go. Oh, it's ghosting away way too fast. It's can barely see the milk. So look, I'm going to change the effect, not by 25 because that's really fast, but instead maybe 0.5. It's really slowly going to ghost away. Ready? Green flag and go. Okay, it's diffusing now into the hot chocolate. Perfect. And you can see that it's starting to ghost away. Fantastic. So I'm just going to pause for a minute, let you change it so the milk is starting, it's spawning way at the top, so it looks like it's being poured in. And also to change the ghost effect so it looks like it's fading away. So I'm just going to pause for a minute, let you catch up, and when you're ready to start, continue on. Okay, so welcome back. You can see that the milk is diffusing nicely into the hot chocolate. The milk is also ghosting away, so it's blending in with the hot chocolate, because you know that's what hot chocolate does. Now we got to do something with the backdrop, because the backdrop should also lighten up just a little bit with this diffusion of milk. So watch how I do the backdrop. So I'm just going to pause here. I'm going to go to the backdrop, so I'm going to click on the backdrop right there. I'm going to click there. Now I'm going to change it to brighten up just a little bit, because when you add milk, it lightens just a little bit. So look what I'm going to do. I'm going to go get the green flag. And I'm coding on the backdrop right now. See, I'm on the backdrop. Green flag is clicked. Let me make it a bit bigger. When the green flag is clicked, I want to start changing the brightness. The ghosting doesn't work for this one. I've tried that, but you can change the brightness a little bit. And the brightness is under the looks button. Change, not color effect, but the brightness. So I'm going to click there. Brightness effect. So when the green flag is clicked, change the brightness effect. And we'll do that like 10 times. Let's see how that looks. Ready? I think it's under the control. Repeat 10 times. Okay, ready. Green flag, change the brightness effect. Oh man, it went way too fast. This is a computer, right? It goes really quickly. So I'm just going to, first of all, I'm going to have it wait a few seconds before it starts doing this. Let's say, wait 3 or 4 seconds before it starts changing its color. And repeat 10 times. I'm going to, instead of 25, I'm going to try like a smaller number, like 0.5. And I'm just going to have it wait a little bit because it's going to go really fast. So maybe wait like, you're going to have to experiment with all these numbers. I'm going to try 0.5. So when I hit the green flag, the backdrop, it's going to wait 3 seconds and then it's going to 10 times change its brightness by just a little bit. And it's going to wait a little bit each time. So let's see how that looks. Ready? Green flag and go. It should start changing its brightness a bit. Yeah, you know what? It did, but it only did it 10 times. I don't think that's enough. Again, you're going to have to experiment with how fast you want this to occur. So instead of 10 times, let me try like, I don't know, like 80 times. And changing brightness by 0.5 each time, waiting 0.5 seconds. You know what? I'm going to make that 0.3, make it happen a little bit faster. Ready, green flag, and go. So let's watch the backdrop. Is it lightening up after 3 seconds? Yep. The backdrop is lightening. The milk is disappearing as it diffuses into the hot chocolate. And pretty soon it should all blend together into one color. Fantastic. Hey, that's great. If you like that, wonderful. If you want to just change, how much it changes its brightness and how you're going to have to experiment with these different numbers because now it's a little bit too milky looking. So I might repeat this not 70, 80 times, but maybe 50 times. I'm going to keep experimenting with this. So that's your job to do as well, to experiment with these numbers to see how much you want this backdrop to change. Hey, I'm going to do a couple more quick things. I'm going to add a title. So I'm going to go down to the sprites, and instead of clicking sprite, I'm going to click on paintbrush because I'm going to be drawing a title. So I'm going to click on paintbrush. I'm going to get a nice color that fits with our backdrop. So I'm just going to change these a bit. Not green, that would look terrible, I think. Although I'm no expert on this. Okay, maybe a nice lighter color brown. Really light. Like that. Now I'm going to click on T for text because I'm going to be writing something. You can choose the font that you like. I might choose marker this time, although I like a bunch of these ones. I'm going to choose the marker font. I'm on the T for text, and I got that color. So I'm going to write down diffusion of milk into hot chocolate. There we go. There, it's a little bit small. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to move this around. I'm going to grab this and move it to where I want it, maybe right down there. Let's see how that looks when I hit the green flag. Ready? Green flag and go. There, you can see that really nicely now. Perfect. As the milk diffuses into the hot chocolate, the milk disappears, the backdrop changes color. I should also make the text disappear. So what you might want to do, if you have time, code the text to also disappear slowly. So repeat, change, ghost effect, and wait a little bit. And so the backdrop, the text also disappears. And if you want to do one more thing, you might like this. Look, I'm going to click the paintbrush one more time. I'm going to write another word. Watch this. I'm going to get a different color completely. Maybe a nice blue or something. You can decide what color you want. So I got T for text, and I'm going to have the word appear this. Watch. Yum. I'm going to have that appear on the screen after about 10 seconds because hot chocolate is yummy. So I'm just going to move that over there in the middle. Right there. Watch how I code this one. So when the green flag is clicked for the word yum, green flag, I want it to wait. Now I'm going to have it hide first so you can't see it. It's hiding. I'm going to have it wait maybe 10 seconds or 12 seconds or something like that. You'll have to decide how much is best for you. I'm going to say 10 seconds. So it's hiding for 10 seconds. And then after 10 seconds, it's going to show itself. So let's see how that looks. Ready? Green flag and go. All right. Hey, I'm going to make the yum wait a little bit longer. 10 seconds is too quick. I might make it 15 or 20 seconds once everything starts to disappear. So you're going to have to play around the timings of all these things. So once again, to do the yum and to do the hot chocolate diffusion title, I went down here and I clicked the paintbrush button and I drew them like that. So I'm going to give you a moment to do that and make your titles appear and disappear and all that kind of stuff and change the backdrop so it also blends in with the milk. All right, so the last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add a little bit of music because it just doesn't seem quite done until you've added a little bit of sound effects and music. So I'm just going to choose one of these sprites, probably the yum one for today, and I'm going to add music. And so watch how I do that. I'm going to get another green flag. You can have many green flags, as you know. So another green flag. When the green flag is clicked, so when you start this demonstration, we're going to have a sound effect start. And so watch how I do that. I'm going to go to the sounds button right there, sounds. I'm going to go way down to the bottom. I'm going to choose a sound. And the sound I want is a loop. It's a song. And the loop that I want is called chill. I've done this one before, so I know the one I want is chill. So I'm going to click on loops, and I'm going to find chill. Here it is right here. I think that works perfectly for the milk as it diffuses into the hot chocolate. So I'm going to double click chill. There it is right there. And so now look how I'm going to code it. When the green flag is clicked, go to the sounds button right there. Play sound chill until it's done, and then repeat itself a whole bunch of times, maybe 10 times. So play sound chill until done, and then do it again and again and again. And so I know I didn't quite finish the timings yet. I'm going to come back and do that after. But let's see how this looks. Ready? Green flag and go. All right. So that's going to continue on and on like that. And hey, that's pretty much the end of this project. I hope you liked it. I know you still have a little bit of tinkering around to do, but thank you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you at our next project. Have a great day, everybody.